Forex Market Review for March 15th. With the start of a new trading week, something interesting is starting to happen again in the foreign exchange markets. Even if you do not trade in Forex, it will be useful for you to know about what is happening, since the foreign exchange market is closely related to the stock market and we have repeatedly observed a correlation between the dollar index, the eurodollar and the American market indices. Currency pair EUR-USD. The eurodollar was declining at the end of the previous week, but there were a lot of signals to continue the trend further. We are talking about the hourly chart and the small trend that is currently underway. I believe that one way or another, but to a greater extent, the dollar should continue to depreciate due to incentives and other stimuli for the American economy. Therefore, I would use the near pin bar on the chart and enter a trade with a risk-to-reward ratio of 1-to-3. Of course, things can go against our forecast, so in the worst case, the stop loss can be placed in two places. But remember that the take profit must be 2 or 3 times larger than the stop, because in any trade, the potential profit must be higher for us. No matter how good an analyst you are, everyone can be wrong, but there are no faultless traders, and competent capital management allows a speculator to earn a year or more on a long-term horizon. Currency pair GBP-USD. Well, the analysis for the pound. As you can see, I am not saying in vain that it is best to set the risk-to-reward ratio of 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. And I also warn you that it is best not to be greedy, and as soon as the price reaches the marked values, you need to take profit. The pound was similar, and those who were greedy can reap the benefits. In fact, if you want to get as much profit from each trade as possible, then you need to be greedy in a smart way and do it with a tool such as a trailing stop. Too lazy to figure out what it is, then just move the stop every time the price passes a certain distance. I do this mostly rarely and only when the trend has really gone strong. But let's get to the current picture. Now the price can also follow the trend, and we even got signals in the form of pin bars on the chart. There is a trend line, as well as a small support level and a bullish pin bar. The recommendation is to enter a long with a stop loss below the pin bar shadow. The risk ratio is 1-to-2 or 1-to-3. Review of commodity markets for March 15. There are also many interesting events happening in the commodity markets, and there are also many interesting questions about gold, platinum and other commodity assets. Well, let's figure it out with you. Gold. On Friday, gold dropped very strongly and I said that we might go even lower, but as it turned out, the market decided otherwise. On Friday, the market bought out the daily drawdown and we got a bullish pin bar. This is a signal that gold will go up further. You can use this signal for a speculative transaction or for long-term work. The main value of gold is that when inflation comes out, all anti-inflationary assets that retain their value will rise in value. But this is a long-term vision and clearly not fast growth, although many really want to faster. Therefore, it is better to speculate in gold now. You can go long within the day, as the daily chart showed a clear signal for further upward movement. On the day, you can also enter a medium-term long with a stop below the pin bar shadow. Platinum. Is it worth making a new switch to platinum, and what are its prospects along with silver and gold? I was asked what I think about the prospects for investing in platinum, and this issue needs to be taken very seriously. But let's take a look at the current short-term situation for now. What happened to gold went with all precious metals in combination, and here the market also rushed to buy at the drawdown, and a natural question arises. Should we re-enter if we exited using a trailing stop? I think it is better to solve it individually depending on the risks. The signal appeared near 2 exponential averages at the intersection and at the support. The signal is good, but not as good as the signal near strong support levels. Yes, you can take a risk here with a risk-to-reward ratio of 1-to-3. But sometimes it is better to make fewer transactions, but with the highest quality and confidence, than a lot. As for the long-term outlook for platinum, it is difficult to say. I have not gone deep into this topic yet, but if you think logically, then precious metals in one bundle and in principle the prospect is good. Another conversation is that platinum is now in an upward movement unlike others. I'll talk more about this in future reviews, but platinum holds promise in the medium term. Oil Brent. Our approximate targets for oil still remain. At the beginning of the trading week, the trades are not as active as we would like, but I am sure that we will see big movements closer to the middle of the week. In the meantime, oil has perfectly worked out the swing level, which I marked on the chart. Small recommendations for oil work within the current short-term picture and trend. Do not try to short oil even within the day, since such transactions initially do not have such an advantage in the current situation as trading with the trend. While also trust the picture on the chart more than the news bulletins. There are a lot of news on oil and all of them can only confuse you, and therefore in this matter it is better to listen to the chart itself and trust technical analysis.